Hi, my name is Lindsay, and I'm a junior at the College of Worcester. I'm going to be talking about tips and tricks to improve our memory. I know that's an issue for a lot of us. Me personally, it's a lot easier for me to remember faces rather than names because I'm more of a visual than an auditory learner. So we all have our different strengths and weaknesses when it comes to memory. So a lot of us also have the common issue of remembering things better that have more short-term consequences rather than long-term ones. So we remember things coming up within the next week, such as tests, maybe certain homework assignments, but tend to put off those things such as end of the semester term papers, bills, so they start to pile up uh, since it's not in our immediate memory because we don't feel threatened about getting it done right away. So there's some certain things I like to do to deal with new information. It's called actually the process of mental rehearsal. So that's reviewing new pieces of information several times so that it can move from short-term memory to long-term memory. It's part of a process called memory consolidation. So I like to repeat information 3 to 5 times so that I can remember it better and it will be more likely to stay in my head. So that's something you could quickly do. Also, I like making note cards for things. Like I said, I'm a visual learner and I like seeing it. And part of it is also experiential learning. So the physical act of writing helps me. And this can actually help us in other ways. In experiential learning, we can actually try to engage in the activities that we're learning about. One example I like to think of is someone can maybe explain to you and describe how to ride a bike, but it's going to be extremely different from that feeling of actually sitting on the bike and doing it yourself. You're going to be much more likely to remember that situation in the long run and learn those lessons um, that you can apply in the future that will help you remember how to do it. It engages your brain in a much different way. So that's one thing I like to do. You could even um, act out certain situations, sort of maybe with friends in a sort of mocking situation where you take on different roles and act out the situation. So that can be kind of fun. Also, talking about something out loud can really help. If I read really interesting piece of information or um, something that I'm trying to remember for school or class, I like to talk to friends about it, engage in debates or intellectual conversation. It makes me feel smart. It's socializing, so that kind of adds another fun factor, and it kind of helps the whole experiential learning and auditory learning factor, so you can hear the information again and it stays in your head. Some other things I like to do are making mnemonic devices. That's a common method. So I know in music a lot of people use the device every good boy does fine to remember the notes on the lines of a music staff. Also making songs for things like, for example, the ABC song. No one would know their ABCs if it wasn't for the song because the aspect of using song for memory actually engages our brain in a totally different way that involves multiple parts. So it helps us to remember information in a completely different way since our brain is more engaged as a whole. Some other fun things that other people can do include like Sudoku, puzzles, um, different things like that. And one program that I actually like to use is called Luminosity. It's an online brain training program that you can use um, in the form of playing games. So it's actually really fun and engaging. You make a free brain profile and it plans out games for you based on your areas of need. So I know I made sure that I checked boxes for attention training, flexibility in thinking, being able to think quickly and on the spot. And then they would have certain games specifically tailored to those needs, such as remembering sequences of information, being able to visually track um, many different sources of information that are going on at once to help in multitasking skills. And it's cool because they give you little tips on the side about how you can apply this to real life situations. Like, for example, games will say for use in real life situations such as driving or map reading. So it's really cool. It tells you exactly how you can use the traits that you're gaining, and it's fun, and it continually updates the games based on how you're performing, and you're adjusting levels of need. And I know my brain feels a lot more engaged afterwards, and that's something you can easily do for free. Um, so that's about it. There are a lot of, like I said, easy ways that we can stay engaged in our brain and remember things better. Little everyday changes, such as making lists for different things that we think of that we need to do. Our short-term memory can only hold a certain amount of information. I think it's something between 7 and 9 new pieces of information. So that list or whatever other sort of um, device you're using can last a lot longer than your short-term memory. So please use whatever resources are available to you. Thank you.